You can write code on most laptops, but how do you find a laptop for programming that will greatly improve your security and productivity? In this video, I'll break down the top 7 best laptops for programming this year. I've put together a list of options that will meet the needs of different types of buyers, whether it's price, performance, or quality. Now, let's get started. Number 7. Huge screen for easy multitasking is the LG Gram 17 2023. Nothing has changed from a design standpoint for the 2023 model, and you're still getting an enormous laptop that only weighs about 3.2 pounds with a discrete GPU inside. The slim chassis houses a couple of Thunderbolt 4 ports, HDMI, 2 USB-A 3.2, Gen 2 3.5mm audio, and a microSD card reader. The 17-inch non-touch screen has a 2560 by 1600 QHD resolution and a 16:10 aspect ratio. It manages 99% DCI P3 color coverage, and it has a variable refresh rate for a smoother picture. You're going to be able to fit a ton of information on the screen at once, and the enormous touchpad and full keyboard with a number pad will further help with productivity. And if you're conferencing, there's a 1080p webcam that picks up a clear picture. The laptop's refresh includes a new 13th gen Intel Core i7 1360p CPU for better performance and efficiency, accompanied by up to 32GB of LPDDR5 RAM and up to 2TB of storage spread out over two 1TB SSDs. LG even manages to fit an NVIDIA RTX 3050 laptop GPU inside and improve graphical performance. This laptop doesn't come cheap, but it's a great pick if you want a huge display and a strong performance in a lightweight package. Number 6. High-end durability and performance is the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Extreme Gen 5. The Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Extreme, now in its 5th generation released in 2022, has long been a top choice when it comes to powerhouse business laptops. You get all the perks of the ThinkPad platform, including extra durability and security features, an exceptional keyboard and generous port selection, combined with high-end performance that includes 12th gen Intel Core H series CPUs and discrete NVIDIA GPU. It's a great alternative to something like the ThinkPad P16 that we reviewed, especially if you don't want to go all out with a high-end workstation laptop. The X1 Extreme measures about 0.7 inches thin and weighs in starting at about 4.14 pounds, with a carbon fiber top and aluminum base. Considering it packs in a 16-inch display and all that performance hardware, you're really looking at something quite trim and lightweight. Port selection is excellent, with dual Thunderbolt 4, dual USB-A HDMI, SD card reader, and a 3.5mm audio jack. Plus, you can add a nano SIM slot if you decide to go with 5G connectivity at checkout. Number 5. A good AMOLED display is the Samsung Galaxy Book 3 Pro. Samsung is itching closer to perfection with its Galaxy laptops, and the Galaxy Book 3 Pro might just have what it takes to be your next partner. Samsung made the swap to a full aluminum chassis, bringing a more premium feel, but also upping the weight to 3.4 pounds. There's room for one of the biggest touchpads we've ever seen on a laptop, but its offset placement will take some getting used to. In the same vein, you get a full keyboard with a number pad, but keys only have about a 1mm travel. The 16-inch display provides plenty of room to multitask while programming and developing, and Samsung finally made the jump to a 16:10 aspect ratio. The screen has a crisp 2880 by 1800 resolution and 120Hz refresh rate. With an AMOLED panel with dual Thunderbolt 4 and HDMI, you can of course easily connect to external monitors. Other ports include USB-A, a microSD card reader, and a 3.5mm audio jack. Number 4. High-end option for fans of Chrome OS is the HP Dragonfly Pro Chromebook. Programming and development on a Chromebook? Absolutely. Google's Chrome OS has advanced by leaps and bounds in recent years, and if you ever dismissed it just as a fancy browser that runs on cheap laptops, it's time to see what 2023 Chrome OS looks like. Yes, most Chromebooks are still affordable laptops, but that's also one element that makes them attractive, particularly to beginner programmers and developers. You could spend a significant amount less on the best Chromebooks compared to the Windows laptop or a MacBook, and still write all the same code. Inside the HP Dragonfly Pro Chromebook, you'll find a 12th gen Intel Core i5-1235U processor with Intel Iris Xe integrated graphics, 16GB of LPDDR5 RAM, and up to a 256GB PCIe SSD for storage. On a Windows laptop, this spec sheet would be ample, but nothing outstanding. But Chrome OS handles its business much differently from other operating systems. With web-based storage and apps, the keyboard here is infused with RGB lighting and is flanked by quality top-firing speakers. Even the webcam is good, with an 8MP resolution. Number 3. MacBook performance and battery life for less is the Apple MacBook Air M2. Something can be expensive, but also great value, and that's exactly what the MacBook Air is in this case. At the heart of that is the Apple M2 processor. Lots of people sing its praises for a multitude of reasons, but they're usually all accurate. For the price of the MacBook Air, there's not a lot out there that can outperform it. At the top of this list sits the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and the reasons to get a MacBook Air for programming are very similar. Apple's switch to custom ARM processors has given new life to the MacBook family and real performance gains over Intel or AMD-powered Windows machines at similar price points. The MacBook Air M2 includes an 8-core CPU with either an 8-core or 10-core GPU, and Apple's 16-core neural engine. Memory is naturally not upgradable, so the 8GB, 16GB, or 24GB you choose at purchase is all you'll get. But even with only 8GB, the MacBook Air is a surprisingly strong performer. One of the additional benefits of the Air over the MacBook Pro is being more power efficient. So while the battery is physically smaller, you can expect similar longevity, and certainly more than you'd likely expect on a comparably priced Windows machine. Number 2. A great alternative for Windows users is the Dell XPS 15 2023. If you like the idea of the MacBook Pro being the best laptop for programming, but you'd really rather stick with Windows, the Dell XPS 15 2023 is the perfect alternative. In many ways, it's the MacBook Pro for Windows, blending exquisite design with stunning build quality and blistering performance, but without the fruit logo on the lid. It's more understated. Wrap the whole package together and you have the top Windows laptop for programming. Dell has plenty of options when it comes to specs, but unlike many smaller laptops, you have the freedom to upgrade them yourself. If your initial budget only stretches to 16GB of RAM, that's fine. When the time is right, you can upgrade that to 32GB. Or beyond yourself. Programmers will usually be looking for a lot of RAM, and on the XPS 15, you don't have to cough up for it all up front. The same goes for storage, with Dell using standard PCIe SSDs that you can upgrade yourself whenever you need to. Number 1, and the best overall, is the Apple MacBook Pro 2023. Apple's jump to using ARM power in its Mac hardware has made for significant gains. It delivers incredible CPU performance, strong GPU performance, and exceptional power efficiency, which in turn leads to fantastic battery life. You'll likely still want to turn to something like the Dell XPS 15 if you're mainly in the x86 realm, or if you plan on frequently using Linux. But otherwise, Apple's MacBook Pro will be a great fit as the best 16-inch laptop out there. Perhaps the only real negatives to basing your programming on a 16-inch MacBook Pro are the price and lack of upgradability. What you buy from Apple is pretty much what you're living with. But conversely, you have options to spec this up to the powerhouse of your dreams. If you have the budget, you can get up to 8TB of SSD storage and up to 92GB of unified memory, depending on whether you go for the M2 Pro or the M2 Max. Both offer a 12-core CPU, but the M12 Max can have up to double the GPU cores for exceptional performance. Now, if you like to code as well as play video games, this video is for you. In that video, I show the top 10 gaming laptops this year. So, I'll see you over there. Bye.